Preston, of course, you know that you're going to learn what's on my mind, but I appreciate the fact that a number of you were alerted to the point that you have your kids looking in, because if they're in kindergarten, grade school, junior high, or college, this is a very important revelation and something that they need to be aware of so they understand what is going on in our culture. A lot of it is almost beyond understanding. I am not technical minded in the electronic field, but microchips have converted a paralyzed man's thoughts into text. The story is fascinating. The victim lost all movement below his neck after a spinal cord injury in 2007. He is now able to write again with his mind. You heard me, with his mind. Stanford University researchers used artificial intelligence, all kinds of technology to help mobilize, enable him to communicate. The study published, it's in the Journal of Nature. A neurosurgeon from Stanford, I should say, he implanted 2 microchips into this man's brain. When I say microchips, they're the size of a baby aspirin. And this was done just a few years ago in 2017. The chips have electrodes recording the motor context that controls the hand movements and what have you. Technology which I wish I could draw and so forth, but I understand this from just reading about it. He imagined, now listen to this, his technique was to imagine he was using his hand to write on a notepad. And the computer converted his thoughts onto a computer screen. The patient's able to communicate 19 words or so per minute. By the way, the person of the same age who has no incapacitation is usually able to put a text out of about 23 words per minute on a smartphone. So this is a remarkable, almost miraculous attainment. The aim that they have is to allow people who can't talk to simulate information through writing. Now, I wrote about this some years ago in a couple of books. I've written 22 books. And 4, 5, 6 years ago, I've been reminded now by a number of people that I wrote about this would inevitably happen. The kind of thing that a century ago, if you read the great science fiction novels, you saw maybe allegiance to something like this, which seemed almost impossible. My abilities, by the way, as a thought reader, have nothing to do with electronic technology and what have you. I have never used, now people can fake what I do, they can imitate by using electronics, but I never have used such, and I have an offer to anyone who can prove that I have hidden electronic devices. I don't mean microphones, but hidden special devices to create certain phenomena. I have an offer of $1 million. All these decades, it's never been collected, and it will never be collected because I've never done such a thing. But this is special because it's giving an opportunity to people who have become incapacitated. And also, the reason it's timely that I brought this up is last week I did mention in passing, and I've kept this confidential for a number of years now, that some years ago, the Chinese Communist government and organization in China was interested in my appearing in China for 1 week. And it was not strictly for entertainment purposes. Let's not kid ourselves. I don't want to be that naive and what have you. And it was before various groups, serious groups and what have you, demonstrating my ability. And I finally decided some months ago, to turn this down. I just could not feel comfortable. And this is nothing to do with entertainment, but I could not feel comfortable adding my background and my outlooks and what have you to a communist government. I just don't want to have that on my record, no matter what the money was or is that was offered me. Uh, Achieving, by the way, through electronic or technological means would be revolutionary. And it would also have great importance to various parts of the world, because if you think that the interest in something like this, being able to convert and tap into someone's thoughts and reprint, is going to be, or the initial cause was to help a person overcome a frailty or incapacitation or so forth, don't be so naive, and don't let some stupid asinine person suggest that that is the main reason. No way. The achieving of electronic and technological means would be revolutionary for certain groups from other parts of the world who wish to take control of society, including and especially our society. Working hard to achieve this would be the aim, so that under many circumstances they could learn what someone is thinking. And the key would be to learn what someone's thinking even when they don't plan to share their thoughts or wish to share their thoughts. I mean, we know today that there are many, many places where you can go in shopping and look at pictures on the wall, and electronically it's now recorded, that they now know what particular taste you have, what colors you like, what you'd like to buy, and so forth. But can you imagine exact phrases and exact ideas becoming part of the ammunition and the tools that an organization or government that's interested in taking over our country would have at their fingertips? That is an ominous abuse of science, which could and will evidently happen. Yes, it will happen. It doesn't take my insight or the book of 4 years ago to predict such. You'll learn and be able to learn specialized technological groups, what people are thinking, and even their most private thoughts. To have this power to take control of a nation, this would be one of the most powerful tools. It's done in many ways, by the way, whether you're talking about the Communist Party or other evil, although I don't know any other organization that's more evil. But it's becoming a powerful tool, because when you take over a nation using the techniques of communism, if you study from Russia to the other countries, they do it through the taking over the financial control of countries, tapping into multimillionaires who have so much money that the power becomes attractive to them, and they become part of the movement. And at the same time, altering educational settings so that kids learn about the education of a government by twisting the education, paralyzing it, and making it more intriguing from a subversive viewpoint. So this is the way countries are taken over, the breakdown, and not only the educational setting, but the history of our society. Yes, even our religion, and that already is taking place in Hollywood at this particular time. I keep being asked over and over again, how long would it take in the world war we're in, and we are in a world war now, how long it would take and how long we could last before the ruthless, wealthy power seekers and political manipulators take over the United States. God forbid we allow such to happen.